This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, the Broad Street Corridor project is coming to an end. We'll hear the latest from PennDOT. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to FYI. I'm Ken Cara. Here's tonight's headlines from FYI News 13 and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. The Hazleton Police Department hosted a special ceremony today in recognition of National Peace Officer Memorial Day. Hazleton Police Chief Frank DeAndrea says today's program was both somber and joyous.
Solemn remembrance of the passing of women and men who gave their lives rather than swerve from the path of duty. Joyous celebration for the heroic acts of the members of law enforcement who walk among us today.
It featured a special presentation of the Hazleton Police Department's Ernest Valent Cross. The award was unveiled and presented to the family of the late patrolman for his line of duty death on May 15, 1938. He was assisting in saving the life of an 8-year-old child who was struck by a car. Pennsylvania Attorney General Kathleen Kane vowed that the fallen officer will always be remembered.
He was a police officer, he was a Marine, and he was a Deputy Attorney General who served this Commonwealth like no other. He was also a father to 2 boys and a true American hero. He's what little boys look up to and little girls look up to. He is the epitome of public service. We will miss him terribly. Our hearts go out to him and his wife and his sons and the entire Commonwealth. And we pledge that we will not forget.
The day also featured the presentation of several awards to members of the Hazleton Police Department. One man was killed in an accident in East Norwegian Township this morning. It happened when a car struck a car carrier along Route 209 between Port Carbon and Kumbola near Boardman Brothers Motor Car Company. These photos are courtesy of TamaquaArea.com. Rescuers had to cut the roof off of the car to extricate the man from the vehicle. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Route 209 was closed for about 4 hours while state police investigated. That same location was the scene of a fatal crash last month where a man was killed and his passenger seriously injured after crashing their SUV into a tree. A 30-year-old Hazleton man was found guilty of several charges yesterday, including rape in connection with an incident that took place in 2012. Bryant X. Piscaro of Alter Street was found guilty of rape, involuntary deviant sexual intercourse, resisting arrest, simple assault, and stalking. He was found not guilty of robbery. The charges stem from an investigation into a rape and related offenses that happened back in June of 2012 in the area of Alter and 9th Streets. Sentencing is set for August 7th. Caution is the word if you will be traveling through Hazleton and West Hazleton over the next few weeks. Lisa Sugar talks with PennDOT's James May and Pat Fritzke about the latest on the final paving for the Broad Street Corridor project.
I'm going to start with you, James, first of all, and we are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel for this major project.
This is one of those lights that a lot of people in the Hazleton area probably thought they were never going to see, and I know they're really excited about this. This is one of those projects that anytime you undertake such a huge project like this one, something of this magnitude, there are a lot of disturbances that we know the people have been going through. That's sort of the growing pains that come with progress. What we think, though, is that when this project is done, and people are already beginning to see some of the like you said, the light at the end of the tunnel, starting to see what it's going to look like. It's going to be a beautiful project when it's done. And a lot of it is just the road itself will be improved, but it's a beautification aspect as well with the sidewalks, the new roads, the light poles. And Patty and her team are just doing a phenomenal job with the entire project.
We talk about it, but you actually had to be the person out there day to day doing it. So, Pat, I guess you're glad to see this winding down. The paving has begun along Broad Street.
Yes, the final course, the ribbon on the package, so to speak, and I'm sure a lot of people will be very grateful for that once they can appreciate the ride through downtown Hazleton once we're complete. One of the things too is the growing pains for the next month are going to be traffic. We are going to have traffic backed up on the side roads. We are going to have traffic backed up on Main Line because we are going to limit access because of the paving operation. We want to maintain the best quality project with the joints, so that limits when we can allow traffic to cross over at a side street so we can allow the pavement enough time to cool. The The other thing too is, and even though we've only been out here for 3 years or so, it's actually seemed to the public more like a 4.5 year project because there was a water line relocation project that started right before. So people see it as a one big long project. So again, we're very glad that we can see that end of that tunnel, and we should have the majority of all of the paving, all of the side roads, any tie-ins and things like that all wrapped up by 4th of July. The things that are going to linger after that is we're still waiting on the decorative bases to come in for all the signal poles and the light poles. By the time we've got clearance for all of that, they have a very long lead time. So that may not come into place until this fall sometime. But again, that won't stop anything else from being wrapped up and kind of buttoned up. So.
All right, well, very good. Just to wrap it all up, when people are traveling through it now, the paving and that's going on from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Is that Monday through Friday?
That's correct. They may work a Saturday if it becomes a rainy week. Now, the daytime work is only from Vine back to Winters, back to West Hazelton, and then from Poplar up towards the hospital. The section in between there, because it is such a high pedestrian area, a high traffic area for cars pulling in onto the parking spaces, that work is going to be done at night, which will be roughly 7 p.m. until 7 a.m., so that we can minimize the disruption to the businesses and the pedestrians and also maintain the best possible quality project without having a lot of stops and starts with the paving procession.
Thank you, Lisa. Well, if your address starts with a 1 and you live in the city of Hazelton, your stormwater bill is in the mail. Again, 142 residents received a bill with the correct address but the wrong name. Paying those bills would result in payment being credited to the wrong person. The new bill should arrive by the middle of next week. Here's what our media partner, the Standard Speaker, is working on for tomorrow's newspaper. The Weatherly Area School Board has a preliminary budget. What does it mean for taxpayers? Find out in Friday's edition of the Hazelton Standard Speaker. And tonight we have news from Girardville's mayor's desk. The borough of Girardville will conduct a curbside recycling collection on Friday, May 30th. The curbside recycling has been changed to once a month, and that day will be the last Friday of each month. Check out today's Standard Speaker for the items eligible for the special monthly pickup. Coming up next, Janine takes center stage with her Drama in Motion segment. And a little later in sports, hear what Penn State football coach James Franklin had to say when he stopped by the Scranton area last night.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazelton Standard Speaker.
Back here at Drama in Motion on FYI in your community, and we're talking about all different forms of dance, not just your traditional ballet or tap.
Correct.
Right?
Yep. Right now behind us we have 3 girls who are going to be doing contemporary hard shoe Irish, and it's more along the lines of river dance, Lord of the Dance, and they also do soft shoe Irish, which is leads into more of the jig. We do a lot of extra types of dance. We do ethnic dances, and we also have ballroom forms of dance. This particular group is going to be doing a song from Lord of the Dance this weekend.
That is very nice. And again, I love their costumes. We talked about age appropriateness and the makeup appropriate. You guys look very nice, and I love your hair. Beautiful. So what else are we talking about today?
What we're talking about today is what you look for in a classroom setting. Many people just dance recreationally, and that's fine. Some people dance for a little bit more than recreational. They want to go to school for it. Regardless of however it is, when you go into a classroom, if there's a 45-minute class, and it's one style of dance, at least 25 minutes of that class should be spent working on the technique of the dance. It shouldn't be a routine factory, that's what we call them. So when you come into your classroom, you should be learning how to do the steps, learning what they look like, learning the proper technique and the safety of doing those steps. And then the latter part of the class, you actually will learn your dance routine.
And Joelle, we've been doing this segment for a couple of weeks now, but just so people know your background and your experience, how long have you been doing this?
Well, I've been dancing since I'm 2. This is my 25th year of teaching dance, so I'm really excited to be reopening with a silver anniversary behind me. Been taking from my mother, and I took from a whole bunch of other people in New York, Wilkes-Barre. And my grandmother actually started this studio in 1926.
All right,
So,
so I
it's
guess
a long
she has
time.
a little bit of experience to be talking about this. We're going to show you some video of the girls dancing throughout our segment as well. And again, if you have any questions, you could call Drama in Motion if you're looking to get your daughter or someone you know involved in dance. You can answer their questions as well.
Absolutely.
About getting started and also partaking in some of these different forms of dance that you might not hear about all too often. But again, we're here every Thursday on FYI. If you have any questions, you could ask me on Facebook at Janine SSPTV, and we'll see you next week.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
Rain has arrived around some parts in our area, and you're taking a look at downtown Hazleton as we brace for what's ahead. Well, tonight there's a chance of showers and thunderstorms. The low will be around 60. Now Friday, rain, and it can be heavy at times. The high will get up to 65. Wind as high as 20 miles per hour, and expect rain to accumulate between 1 and 2 inches possible. On Friday night, rain before 1 a.m. The low will be around 44. On Saturday, mostly sunny with a high near 65. Saturday night, partly cloudy with a low around 41. Sunday, mostly sunny with a high near 62. And for Sunday night, cloudy with a low around 41. Monday will be mostly sunny, getting up to 61 degrees. And Monday night will be partly cloudy with a low around 42.
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Valley High, the area's oldest ice cream and fast food restaurant. Stop on in for a cold treat with their ice cream and yogurt, or some hot food with their burgers, hot dogs, fries, and much more. That's Valley High, located on Route 93 in West Hazleton. Stop on by today or give them a call at 570-455-5362.
This Sunday, the castle will literally be rockin'. That's because it will be Rock the Castle inside on the Wiltse Auditorium. Danny DeMelfi is the producer of this wonderful event that will feature local and regional talent. Danny, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, Lisa. Yeah, we're going to be having the Rock the Castle, the second Rock the Castle event, and we're featuring regional talent. We're going to have a young, dynamic performer, Kira Krakoweski. She'll be taking the stage at 5:30. She performs in New York and Los Angeles. She works with record producers, very talented girl. We have the rock band Rail. That's a young group of college kids, and those people who have been to the Joe Madden Family Christmas Center at the Family Christmas Show rather at the Wiltse Center realize what a great band Rail is. 4 pieces, and they have such a big sound. They get standing ovations at these shows, and the people were screaming for more back in December when we had them up there. And of course, cartoon. Tommy Bruno, such a talented guy, and the supporting cast of characters there, Steve Whitner and the boys, all great musicians, and that band has been in existence for a long time. One time received the preliminary Grammy nomination, and they're just a very, very talented group. I had the pleasure to work with them for about 5 years back in the 90s. Very, very professional and talented group. They'll be capping off the evening. So Kira's on at 5:30, Rail is on 6:15, Cartoon is on, or 6:30 rather, and Cartoon is on 7:45. It's a Sunday night. I know there's work the next day, there's school the next day, so that's why it's an early show. The show will be over by a little bit after 9 o'clock, and so we want to see the community come out. The Wiltse Center, historic castle in the Hazleton Elementary Middle School on 9th of Wyoming Street. It's certainly a landmark. It is the absolute nicest performance venue in the area. And this is a fundraiser for the Wiltse Center. Of course, we do bring in national acts as well, but as you know, I've been a proponent of local talent and regional talent for so many years, almost 40 years now. So I'm asking people to come out and support this. Do yourselves a favor. It's a great night out. You'll hear some professional, incredibly talented people, and see the Wiltse Center, and it's just going to be an all-out fun event, and it's for a good cause.
Absolutely. And Danny DeMelfi, I'm sure you know the DeMelfi School of Music. That's where you can get tickets along with Boscov's and Ticketmaster. So come on out and support this great cause. Hear great music, only $10 for the tickets, and you can also get them at the door. So you want to see a packed house, and this will help with the Wiltse Center.
Yeah, it certainly will. So come on out and be prepared to rock and roll. And by the way, you can dance in the aisles. You can dance on the front, certainly. Get up and dance in your seat. It doesn't matter. So don't stand on the seat, but at your seat. So it's going to be a great event. Looking forward to it. We want to rock the castle.
Sounds good. I hope you'll come out and do just that.
And now tonight's midday winning lottery numbers. The Daily 597, the Big Four 8083, Quinto 84066, Treasure Hunt 14, 20, 23, 24, and 28. Sports is next.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
Penn State's coaches caravan made a stop in Northeast Pennsylvania on Wednesday evening, and we talked with every coach on the bus. We start our coverage tonight with new head football coach James Franklin.
Penn State head football coach James Franklin had a large crowd waiting for him in Peckville, located about 10 miles outside of Scranton. Maybe meeting Scranton native and Penn State walk-on success story Matt McGloin at the Blue-White game prepared him for this stop, because there's no doubt this large crowd would have moxie, just like McGloin, and they would get their autograph. If there's any local high school football players who would like to play for Franklin one day but aren't drawing a lot of recruiting attention just like McGloin, here's Franklin's advice to you.
My message to them would be the same as my message was at the commencement at East Stroudsburg. I did the graduation commencement last weekend, and that was, chase your dreams as long as you possibly can. And I think the other thing we talk about as well is don't let other people define you, who and what you're going to be. And I think walk-ons are a really good example of that. Guys that believe in themselves and are going to chase their dream and compete. And some of those stories end up being storybook endings like Matt's, and some don't. But I still think they learn an unbelievable, valuable experience of being a part of a program like Penn State.
If you do make the team, here's what's going to be expected of you academically.
I want them to be the best in every area, and academics is the priority, always will be. The NFL stands for not for long, and they want to get a degree that really means something. And we want our guys to maximize their time there. So if they're there 5 years, it's our expectation they're going to have a chance to either get a second major or work on a master's degree. I want them to leave Penn State being able to differentiate themselves out in the work world, and that's because of their degree, their experience, hopefully being able to get some graduate work in or anything like that.
Franklin has hauled in a number of impressive recruits. With 16 commitments, according to Rivals.com, Penn State has the #2 recruiting class in the nation, behind only Alabama.
Someone said to me a long time ago, and I thought it was a great point, you coach in the NFL, you get one first-round draft choice a year. If you're a college football coach, you can go out and get as many first-round draft choices as you want every year. You can sign 25 of them. It's basically, how are you going to evaluate prospects? How hard are you going to recruit? And are you going to be able to close the deal? So that's something that we're committed to doing. Good players help, we're excited about it. But we still got a long ways to go. We do have some really good momentum right now and enthusiasm. I wish we had 45 scholarships to give out this year, but we don't. That's just kind of where we're at. But the guys that we have, I feel great about.
Just like the good people of Scranton, it seems Franklin does have moxie. He has a lot of talented high school football players willing to give him their autograph in February.
We will have more from Franklin. Plus, we'll talk with wrestling coach Kel Sanderson and women's soccer coach Erica Walsh in the coming days. Now here's the FYI Standard Speaker scoreboard. The Hazleton Area Cougars are kings of Division I in the Wyoming Valley Conference. They beat Berwick in a playoff game for that championship. In the Schuylkill League, these are the softball playoffs. Both of our local teams went down as Williams Valley beat North Schuylkill and Pottsville knocked off Marion. At the District 11 track and field meet, the Colts were galloping. They won the boys' 3,200-meter relay. Tyler Hope of Tamaqua won gold in the javelin competition. Larry McNeil from Monoy area picked up gold in the high jump. North Schuylkill's Carter Green won the discus and the shot put at the District 11 championships, and Marion's Brenna Carnish took silver in the discus. Tamaqua's Morgan Boyle earned silver in the pole vault, and her teammate Rebecca Mihan got bronze. Finally, the Penguins. They take a 2-1 series lead into Friday thanks to their win last night. And to read more details about these games and meets, head to standardspeaker.com or pick up the paper. Thursday is $1 burger night at Bottlenecks. Get a juicy 4th pound burger for only $1 all night long.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. First tonight, happy birthday, Samantha Sugart. This wish comes with love from your family and friends. And one more quick announcement for this evening. The Hazelton Elks Lodge number 200 will be holding their 34th annual Open Golf Classic on Sunday, June 22nd at Sugarloaf Golf Course. Registration begins at 11 a.m. with a shotgun start at 1 p.m. Dinner and prizes will be awarded at the Elks Lodge starting at 6. More information, please call 570-401-9155. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Daniel A. Gosick of Freeland. Funeral is Friday at 8:30 a.m. from the McNulty Funeral Home. Friends may call Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. Leo Patrick Dean of Hazelton. Mass is Monday at 10 a.m. in the St. Cyril and Methodius Parish at the Church of St. Joseph. Friends may call at the church from 9 to 10 a.m. Arrangements are under the direction of the Joseph B. Conahan Funeral Home. Helen J. Hammer of Shenandoah. Memorial Mass is Saturday at 10:30 a.m. in the Sacred Heart Roman Catholic Church. Friends may call Saturday from 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. The Harmon Funeral Home is assisting the family with the arrangements. Albert J. Mazzoli of Eagle Rock. Arrangements will be announced by the Harmon Funeral Home. And Joseph E. Kelly Jr. of McAdoo. Funeral is Friday at 10:30 a.m. from the Stanley E. Anilowski Funeral Home. Friends may call Friday from 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by the Smilax Floral Shop located on 15th Street in Hazelton. Free delivery to all local funeral homes. Call 570-454-0111.
Did you know that electric service for PPL Electric Utility customers is getting more reliable? We continue to make important investments in our systems, such as installing new equipment and trimming and clearing more trees around power lines. It's starting to pay off. Both the number and duration of power outages declined significantly last year. How can you help? With the warmer spring weather, many of you are outside gardening and planting trees. When planning your landscaping, consider the mature height and width of a tree. Trees are the most common causes of power outages. It's important to know where and how to safely plant, care for, and maintain trees when you are near a power line. With key investments in our systems, tree-related outages were down 43% last year compared to the average of the previous 3 years. If you have questions, PPL Electric Utilities professional foresters can advise you on how to select the proper tree. For more information, visit pplweb.com/vegetation. And always call PA1 Call at 811 at least 3 business days before you dig for planting or other outdoor projects. At PPL Electric Utilities, we're focused on continuing to provide safe and reliable service. You deserve no less.
Go to Facebook and like our Facebook page for more information on news and sports in our area. That's the show for tonight. We'll see you tomorrow. Until then, take it easy.
Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name right now on News 13, you'll have 13 minutes to call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Our winner tonight is Shirley Sweet of Hazelton. Shirley, if you're watching, give us a call right now, 570-459-9813 to win your free movie.